there are so many instances where like I walk into the room and then people will hide like, oh my god, got plastic.
Sorry, what is this? What is this? Where?
Oh no, there's a cup right there!
What's up, guys? It's a Situation Report. I'm one of your hosts, Tanisha, and today I have joining me JK and Carla. JK, are you okay?
Very hot, huh? What's up with the aircon?
Excuse me, it is set at 25 degrees, which by NEA is the level that we are supposed to have it at.
Wow, Carla, I did not know that. What a great segue and
welcome.
an introduction to our topic today. Do Singaporeans really care about the environment? We have Qiyun today joining us. She's an environmental activist and the founder of The Weird and Wild, which is an Instagram page that breaks down environmental issues with visuals and illustrations. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you break down environmental issues like carbon pricing or even things like why is Singapore so hot today? What was the sort of motivation behind doing this?
I started this during a time when environmental issues were starting to become like interesting. So people are talking about plastic. And when you go to the bus stops, you will see all these signs about like, oh, don't do this, do that. And I remember getting very sick of the kind of messaging that was around sustainability because you don't want to be seen as an entity that's nagging people like, don't do this, bring this, do that. And I thought there's more to sustainability than just this. There was a period of time I went to NUS, the National University of Singapore, and I was doing environmental studies then. And then NUS decided to ban straws out of the blue one day. The next day, there were no more straws. And everyone was like, surely it's the environmentalists. Confirm it's because of them that now we have this. What am I going to drink with? And in my head, it was like, your mouth. Like, what? I don't understand.
Okay, wait. I gotta come inside here. Okay?
That is such a good point.
Let me jump in. Okay?
Okay.
So, true or false? This no plastic straws thing is more of a cost-cutting measure than it is for the environment. Because let me explain why.
Okay.
We still have the plastic lids for the cup. We still have the plastic wrapper for some of the burgers.
Or like the handle for the cup.
Yeah.
Like, technically, you can hold the cup, but then they put the
plastic there, and then the chili sauce packet, there's a plastic inside also.
Okay.
There's plastic everywhere. Plastic bag, sometimes for the fast food.
Yeah.
But they cut the straws.
Does it actually save the turtle?
Ramekin also, where you put the sauce, also plastic.
Yeah.
So
So that's exactly the thing, right? Like whenever we see plastic, they villainize certain things. So the straws or whatever, when actually there's so many other things to also care about. So the Weird and Wild sort of started as a way to be like, the issue around environmental sustainability is so varied. It's the straws, it's the cover, it's our use of plastic rather than just the straw. Because if you single it to just that, then exactly like what you said, people will be like, but this one also plastic, this one also plastic. Then people get like, oh, then why bother? Because all these other things are, then what are you doing with it?
so as an environmentalist, are you saying ban everything else also? Wait, what is the environmentalist stance?
So I would say that I think it's not so much ban everything else, but be very mindful about what you're using. So in Singapore's context, there was actually studies to say if you're looking at purely disposables, right, actually plastic is the most environmentally friendly because of the way that every other material is being produced. And I think this was specific to plastic bags versus like other kind of biomaterials or paper bags or even tote bags. If you're thinking about reusable materials, it has to be used up to a certain number of times for it to compare to the impact of single-use plastic. But by that, I don't mean like, okay, now go and use all the plastic that you want in the world. It's just more that if you're making, assumptions on what you should use and how you should live your life, okay, just use your reusable bag a bit more. But if you really have to use single-use, think about, okay, what are the real science behind what should we use as alternatives rather than just switch to paper because plastic is such a big villain now.
Okay, paper straws are the worst. Just put it out there. Okay,
I
paper straws cannot.
Don't like to use paper straws.
Right?
I hate them.
It disintegrates like.
No, and it's useless, honestly.
Okay, so paper straws out.
What
No,
do
I
you
don't
use
like
then, like metal or glass straws? Or you just don't use
Sorry,
it?
glass straws.
Yeah, glass.
Yeah,
I've
they're
seen
glass
glass straws.
straws.
Yeah.
Not dangerous,
Yeah.
Like, won't you chip it off and stuff?
It's still a D.
It's the thick glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of metal straws, but
Yeah.
I've not heard of glass straws.
Honestly, I feel like it's a bit superfluous to bring out a straw. Like to your
It's
point,
hard, yes.
why can't you just drink it
With your mouth.
with your mouth from whatever rim there is on the cup? Like,
Yeah.
why do you need an additional utensil.
Yeah. I would say that I think most people can, but there are certain circumstances where, like, for example, children might need straws because they're going to make a mess.
Okay.
Or people with special needs might need to use a straw, which I'm like, that's totally fair because we're just telling the public, if you can skip it, like, just skip it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And bubble tea also. Because the pearl, it's not the same. lah.
Yeah.
Really, not the same,
You need to be able to chew on the plastic.
Yeah, not nice,
You need
lah.
that taste. of the
Bubble tea needs
plastic.
straw. lah.
Okay, but a lot
Okay,
of these
okay.
things are like, banning plastic or like even implementing the 5 cents cost on plastic bags. These are all government policies.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess Singapore is a pretty green city. We have like SG, the Green Plan 2030. But as Singaporeans, do you think that we are actually green? Like, would you say you're green? Do you recycle? Do you, choose like sustainable products?
Luckily, we're seated quite far away.
Oh no. It's quite embarrassing to talk about it, to be honest.
For me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, like the safe water thing, I'm for that. But like the single-use plastics, I'm like okay for it. Like I always pay for the plastic bag.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because in my head, like okay, I have extra plastic to throw my trash.
Yeah.
You know.
But at least you are reusing it.
Oh, right.
Right? Because
Oh, so
I guess
dual use.
but I guess that's fine because sometimes you go out and you forget your reusable bag. It happens. I love that a lot of places now sell you the eco bags.
Yeah.
And they're not like terribly expensive and they're made from like a cheaper material, right? So you go, okay, no worries, I'll pay 50 cents for that or whatever. But of course, in the event that you forget to bring out a bag and you decide to pay the 10 cents for the extra plastic bag and then you go ahead and you reuse the plastic bag to wrap up dirty waste and all that, then I feel like at least it has served another purpose, as opposed to like you go home and straight away you take out your Thai fan and then you throw that in the bin, then you're like, wow, okay, that was a waste.
Let me answer your question in a very simple way. Or rather with another question, actually. So, when you go to Google Flights,
Okay.
there's this information when it says, you save 50,000 CO2 by taking this flight instead.
Yeah.
Do you look at that or do you look at, you save $300 on this flight?
Yeah, definitely that. It makes me feel a
Right?
bit better about myself if I choose the eco one, but I will definitely
Choose the cheaper option, right? So to me, I think that answers the question. Like most Singaporeans would rather choose cheap than environmentally friendly. I don't know, that's what I feel.
Is it like do you think it's a lack of education?
I don't think so, but I feel like there's so many decisions that you make in your life. There are different levers that prompt you to act in a certain way. Like you say, okay, maybe 5 cents is something that you're willing to pay for. But what if I tell you your Thai fan container, if you want to get a takeaway, it's $1. Would you pay the dollar?
No,
Exactly.
I will bring my own.
Yeah.
But a styrofoam is like only 1 cent.
Imagine they put tariffs on that
Yeah.
now and they're like, okay, from now on, styrofoam $1.
$1.
Make the
You will bring your own tingkat, right?
make the styrofoam in, I don't know, Jurong Island.
Yeah, no, but it's that kind of thing where
Right.
if there are these kinds of barriers that the policy puts in place, then you will sort of change your behavior to be like, okay, this is a bit more expensive, then I will choose not to do that. So when it comes to top-down initiatives, I feel that if it's for a very good outcome, then it's a very good thing when you change people's behavior. And now, like, we have legislated the returning your tray
Yes.
is
Yeah.
mandatory, right? It also makes me think, what other things can we mandate for pro-environmental behavior? Even things like spitting, littering, all those things are things that encourage a good kind of citizenry that we really want. And if environmental behavior can go down that route, that would be great. Of course, not everything should be told by the government, then you do lah. But ideally, we want a consumer or a citizenry that's like, okay, I care about this, or I want this area to be clean.
But where would that come from if it's not from the government? Parents?
It could be parents, it could be civil society, it could be young people. Actually, not even just young people. A lot of your elders are also more sustainable than you think because they grew up in an age of more frugality and prudence.
They had less.
Yeah.
So they don't really need more.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know about charging more. Okay, let me explain from my side. I like to go out with nothing in my hand, like only my phone.
Okay.
So like I can't imagine bring a bag, bring a tingkat, bring a bottle to get the drink. So when I tap out, I like the packaging. I can bring home reheat.
I think one thing that really stops people from being sustainable is convenience.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that is the number one thing. Like, I would rather just take away in that plastic that I can throw away later rather than bringing.
Or reuse, excuse me, I reuse the plastic, the see-through one. I can put microwave there, I clean.
Oh, yeah,
and I
yeah,
reuse
the
it.
Tupperware.
So it means when
Yeah.
if you go somewhere and you tapao,
Yeah.
then you wash it and you take it back home.
No, as in like when you tap out, I'm eating at home. Then
Yeah.
after I clean it and I use it
Oh,
again.
okay, yeah, I
like,
guess that's
we are
it.
Asian, Like
Yeah.
Asians are not the same. We have cupboards full of these see-through
me
plastic
too,
things.
me too,
Yeah,
me too.
we have that one.
Yeah, no,
not
that's true.
styrofoam. Styrofoam cannot reuse lah.
Yeah,
But
but if
the
you're
others
like
we have.
going out and stuff, like usually it's whatever's convenient, right?
Yeah.
Versus
And people do like the cheaper option.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wait, you guys are Gen Z, two of you, right? I consider Gen Z.
On the edge
you're-
of
yeah.
like millennial Gen Z.
Do you feel Gen Z?
Divide here.
Are Gen Zs more environmentally conscious? Like I feel they are,
Are they
right?
more woke?
Yeah, well, that's the way. Yeah, woke up.
Woke.
I want to think yes. I think we're a
I
bit
hope
more
yes.
educated on the issues, but whether we follow through with it, maybe not.
I think for our generation, we all thought we were going to die in the year 2000. So they were like, yeah, party, it's okay, go crazy. And then the world didn't die and we were like, oh.
We are more practical generation,
Yeah,
like
well, yeah.
like convenience.
We're
We
very
are more
cause and
convenient.
effect.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
what
I
feel.
also see that as like technically everyone enjoys convenience to some extent, right? And I always liken it to the example of like to be healthy, there's no easy way, or you want to get fit. So people always say, "Oh yeah, my gym very far lah, then I don't want to get healthy," or it's not on the way home, so I don't want to go to the gym.
Right.
It's very similar to the environmental thing where if it's not convenient enough for you, and if you don't want to be environmentally friendly, you do sort of make excuses as to like, very hard lah, very
Of
hard.
course.
But when you really want to, it's not that difficult. Like if I have to change my work from home or my work routine to include the gym, I will do that because it's important enough for me. But at the same time, if it was done in such a way where this convenience is given to you, it's convenient to go to the gym, it's right downstairs, you will do it because it's now easier. And I used to work for this reusable cup system company where we tried this thing where imagine you go to a music festival, so many cups of like plastic drinks and beer. But they give you this cup where you can reuse throughout the event. And when
Right.
you're done, when you're going home, you deposit it somewhere
Yeah.
and you can bring it home. And it saved so much plastic because I get the beer or I get the Coke or whatever, I drink it, and then I still clip the cup somewhere. So if you make that super convenient for people, they won't even think twice
Yeah.
about am I using plastic, am I using paper?
Yeah.
Because it's given to them. So that convenience can be created if we really put our minds to innovating those kinds of
Yeah, actually, when you go for like concerts nowadays, I hardly see plastic bottles.
Oh my God, you just reminded me of this story that,
that
I had.
paper carton.
To the plastic cup story.
Yeah.
I went for Coachella like before COVID, my first ever Coachella experience, and I was so excited. And you have this idea of what Coachella is going to be, right? It's like the music festival that everyone wants to attend. The scene at the end when everyone is leaving, I don't think anyone shows you that because they show you like while it's happening. It looked like an apocalypse.
Oh my God.
And I'm not even exaggerating when I say the floor, and Coachella is huge. The parameter that they have is crazy. There's so many stages, right? There was at least a foot worth of plastic
Whoa.
that you had to wade through
God.
to get out. I'm not even lying. It
So-
was horrible.
So how what do they do with it? Like you can't recycle these plastics, right? I'm
No,
just curious.
obviously,
Cannot, right?
no, because it's like mixed with dirt and grass and all that on
okay.
the floor. But just to think that you don't see that during the concert, right? Because everyone's looking up, everyone's like, whatever. Maybe you're drunk, you're not looking down. But when you're leaving and you're kind of making your way out to the bus depot where they're going to take you back to your hotel or whatever, it was appalling. It was so disgusting. And that image I will never forget it. It was horrible. And that's really where it struck me of like, I think the wastage from one festival far outweighs like probably what you do on a daily basis at home. So no matter how much you want to recycle or be eco-conscious, you go to a festival like that and you are immediately part of the
So
problem
wait,
already.
so your messaging is why bother?
No, so
That's the moral of the
I was
story.
just trying to find out.
no, I guess just the awareness of it that now the festivals, they are trying to implement this thing, which would just make way more sense. I went to Wonder Fruit in Thailand, which is so eco-conscious. They don't give out any cups,
Huh.
so you have to bring your own container, and this has to be used for water, for alcohol, for any kind of
but
beverage that you want.
But they sell also the container. If
No.
you want. They don't sell container.
None.
Huh?
So if you don't bring anything, you
No,
thirsty.
you eat with your hand, like you ask them to pour in your hand, and then you.
What?
I love that though, and the greater thing is everyone brought it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Everyone brought it, or they would sell the reusable.
Yeah,
ones
that's what I
there.
mean. They sell the reusable.
They'll sell the
lah.
reusable ones there, and then it's up to you to go. They put washing stations everywhere. You just wash.
See, that's what I mean. Okay.
It's great.
Wait, but okay. This is the skeptic in me.
Okay.
A lot of these companies use the environment to earn money also. Like this Wonder Fruit thing,
To
okay.
scare you
Yeah,
also,
they are
yeah.
saving the environment, but they're also earning like $10 for every cup they sell.
But I don't think they will earn that much from doing that because you see, like if you said most people bring, then technically they're not selling enough.
Okay,
for
but
them
they
to
save money on the plastic cups, see? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I
Which
feel.
aren't anyways that expensive.
I feel all these big organizations and all that,
What, like greenwashing?
yeah, something like that. They're using, like, I'm not sure the proper term definition, but I feel they're using the environment to save money.
But if the outcome outweighs that, then isn't it still a good thing?
Yeah, but for example, the McDonald's straws, we come back to that again. There's still so much plastic in use. Of course. Yeah, and then they say, oh, we're saving the turtles. Does it really say the turtles? The plastic straws? Like, curious.
Like, I mean, if it doesn't end up in the ocean by extension, yes lah.
Oh, but it's
No,
still-
but I guess when
yeah.
you say if it saves money, to me that's a good thing because if I can make the case to you that if you do this and not at the expense, I mean now
The burger price still go up, you know what I mean? Like, burger price still expensive.
No, they become smaller. The
Yeah,
burger.
yes.
Yee.
What is that?
I
A
see the McDonald's burgers, like,
shrinkflation.
no, like where's my burger? 2 bites is gone. Yeah, terrible.
Fair.
But I agree. I think all of these little things, if it's convenient and you don't pay much mind to it, you're like, yeah, okay, I'll subscribe to it. It doesn't
Yeah.
like make me go out of my way. I don't need to look like a. I guess some people also they're afraid of a stigma that might follow with it. Like if you're in school and then they go, it's like all these eco warriors. It must have been their fault. That's why it's.
Yeah.
It's so weird that it has a negative connotation to
Yeah.
it when you would think
Sad.
like, hey, if someone is championing for the betterment of the world, shouldn't that be a good thing? But then there are other people who go, ew, that's so like, what a nerd. Why would you go and do something like that? You're like, dude, don't you want the planet to be around for like a few hundred
couple
more?
of-
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, don't we want it to
Yes.
outlive
Yeah.
us at
Yeah.
least?
Yeah, I mean, I get that a lot, especially when there are so many instances where like I walk into the room and then people will hide like, oh my god, got plastic. You
Sorry,
know?
what is this?
Got
What is this? Where?
plastic.
Where in school?
Like in school, or if I go out and then someone brings a bubble tea, like they tap out, right? Then they'll be
Oh
like,
no,
"Hey,
there's a cup right there.
Then people be like, sorry, you know. So, but then I'm like, I'm not here to be a police in
Yeah.
any way. I just believe in this and I do things because I enjoy hiking, I enjoy the natural world, and I just want to protect it. I'm not here to be like, you know.
But you can't deny that a lot of these like eco warriors are quite aggressive. Oh no, as you know, like
I haven't
What are you
encountered. I haven't
referring-
encountered.
Hey,
them.
like a lot of these, like
Who do you know?
Okay, why are people scared? Because they've experienced before, like, oh, you use plastic. That's why people are scared, right?
Okay, so that's the other thing,
Yeah.
right? Like, to me, it makes me wonder, is what I'm doing making people feel guilty about something else? That they feel like they have to explain, or when I say something like, okay, I have friends who, every Monday I don't eat meat because I care about animal welfare, I care about the planet. And then they'll be like, then I eat double for you, lor. To me, it just makes me wonder, why do people do that? Or why do people have to, like, does my environmentalism trigger something in people?
They're projecting.
It makes me think about that. But I also think like then is our messaging a bit off because I don't want the environmental movement to be something where people see like I'm taking away something from you because of something that I believe in.
That's what it feels like, though. That's what it feels
could,
like.
yeah.
Like the plastic bags,
Yeah.
15 cents. Is it 5 cents? I think it's 15 cents,
I think
Really?
it's five.
Already?
It's 5 to 10
5?
cents.
It's
Is it?
5 to
I thought it was
10.
15.
lah.
Really, man? How much is the plastic bag? 5 cents.
Five?
Confirm,
It's
everyone says
five.
5.
It's 5.
It feels like 15.
Yeah.
But,
Correct.
but you see, for the everyday person, I'm sure they'd be like, 5 cents.
But it adds up, I tell
It
you.
adds up.
It adds
It adds
up.
up. I'm sure it would be shocking to find out how much we
bit.
spend on a yearly
Yeah.
basis
Fair price
just on
app.
like.
You have spent $200 on plastic
I'm
bags.
sure that but maybe that's what it takes, to scare you into like, oh, actually, if we take away the veil and now you are completely aware of how much you spend on a yearly
That's
basis.
what I mean. It's scare tactics, nah, this eco thing.
I say it will work though.
It's scare tactics.
If someone scared me like that, I'll be like, okay, done.
It's like
no problem.
This reminds me of like when you've got vegan friends, right?
I do.
Yeah, vegan, vegan friends. Like how many Insta stories they will post of like animals being butchered, like the whole timeline you will see is like.
Do you
a
unfollow
cow.
them?
I mute. Yeah, I just like.
No, but that's the thing, right? Different people get encouraged by
yeah.
different things. So if that gets people to be vegetarian, to me it's like, okay, that works for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like how, I guess, trying to be healthy, you don't tell people, oh, you need to play paddle ball because you're going to get healthier from that. People go to those kinds of sports because it's fun. There are things that you can do with your friends. It's trendy. And I see environmentalism in the same way where, okay, some people might be pushed with some scary experience or something that they read online, but not everyone gravitates to that. So a lot of my work, at least on the Weird and Wild, is to reframe so that I have a bit of both. Like, it's true, factually it's scary. Like, I'm not going to tell you that, the world's going to be dandy in the next 5 years. Expect like flooding, super high heat,
Erosion,
everything,
disasters,
correct. We already see that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also like, hey, try this new meat because it's actually quite tasty, or go thrifting, which is luckily very trendy now. And I would say that Gen Zs do
Yes.
encourage
Yeah.
that kind of
Yep.
trendiness.
Yep.
And becoming like thrifting no longer is a taboo. Like, where are you wearing secondhand
Yeah,
clothes?
you're so cheap. Yeah,
Yeah, but now
they love
people-
retro, like
Yes.
vintage. Yeah.
So I would say that those different things appeal to different people, and you need a bit of both. So
Yeah.
you might not like the butchering of like baby animals, but you could be encouraged by, hey, actually this one is quite nice, or it's cheaper in my Thai fun stall, and it tastes the same.
Okay, I want to ask, right? Like, what are Singaporeans doing that we don't realize is not environmentally friendly? Like, there are a lot of things.
Collectively,
Well, like most of us are doing. I mean, she would notice, right? Like, because
Like
you're.
not environmentally friendly.
Yeah, like what are most of us doing that we don't realize, hey, that's not environmentally friendly?
aircon.
Aircon.
I would
Right.
say number
It's
one
really
is
bad.
aircon.
Yes.
Because we have this heating something.
Yeah,
in
we have
Singapore.
an urban heat island
Yes.
problem where actually if you use aircon, it makes it worse because
Yes.
the kind of gases that
Yeah.
it releases makes the area even warmer.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you lah, but to me some places are like unnecessarily cold, and it makes me wonder,
Yeah.
for such a tropical
yeah.
country,
Yeah.
why is it so cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have friends who try to advocate for the fact that in such a tropical country, how come our like formal wear is so crazy hot? Like you're wearing a suit, you're wearing whatever, when we should be wearing like linen, batik.
Yeah.
Yeah, change the ways that
Yeah.
we live our lives so that it's not aircon
I like that.
dependent.
I like that. Shorts. Let's wear
Yeah,
shorts.
like
as well.
why can't we normalize workwear to be appropriate to our climate?
Yeah,
I think that would make
exactly.
perfect sense.
And during monsoon season, there was a period of time where like I used to work in the Tanjong Pagar area, and on the way to Outram MRT, it's like a slope, right? And it was pouring rain. The rain was like gushing, and I was in these like sandals, and I kept falling off the sandals, and I'm thinking, why can't I just wear like rubber shoes
Yeah.
to work during monsoon season?
Yeah.
Because our climate is not suited for this kind of office wear
Yeah.
that is not like rain friendly.
Yeah.
So it makes me think a lot about what are we doing in our lives that are just not suited to our weather and our changing weather. Yeah.
No, that's true. But
I don't know.
like as an environmental activist, right? Do you feel sort of like pressure to be good at like everything when it comes to sustainability? So like slow fashion, being a vegetarian, for example, like all these things. Do you feel?
Oh, she's a vegetarian. You're a vegetarian.
Are you not?
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
But do you feel like pressure from like maybe other environmental activists?
Or do you ever
to be
feel
that way?
guilty when you don't
Yeah.
subscribe to
Yes.
these things?
Yeah, I would say that I feel very guilty, either like self-imposed or mainly just the fact that if I'm preaching all these things, how come there are some changes in my life that I haven't made? Because the fact of the matter is, when it gets too hot, like I get rashes when I heat rashes.
Turn on the aircon.
So you have to turn on the aircon.
Yeah.
And then when you have to get to places, you might have to take a taxi. Or if I have to fly for work, those are things that,
You can't take a ship like Greta Thunberg.
yeah, and like it's impractical.
Does she not take
to some.
planes?
She takes ships.
She
takes
sails.
shifts. So it takes her like
she's a shippy.
two
It takes her
months
very
to get to a
long.
conference.
Yeah.
What?
Row, row, row your boat.
Yeah, and kudos to those people who have the options to do all these
Yeah.
things. But I will also hope that like one day we will have systems in place that will allow us to just lead, like have the option for a more eco-friendly life without having to be like, oh, I have to make so much sacrifices just to do this. And the simple things would be things like park connector or like low carbon mobility devices where maybe I don't have to drive, but I can take a PMD to office because it's like down the road. I can cycle to work and then have a shower facility at the end. So my aim is such that all this infrastructure is there for you to lead a environmentally friendly life without me feeling guilty when I don't bring a plastic bag out or when I forget this because your default comes in a cup that I can return somewhere near my house.
Yeah.
Like my ideal world would be like this, but because we're not there, I feel very guilty when I forgot this, I forgot that, or like vegan options are more expensive now. Then
I'm still not there, man. I'm sorry. I like the aircon, right? There's a hotel in Orchard Road that recently opened or reopened, and they went through the environmentally conscious way. So their lobby has no aircon,
Hot.
and it's a 5-star hotel. I don't want to say the name lah, but
Hot,
yeah,
hot.
it's damn hot lah. You go there, it's damn hot, and they got like
So I guess no one goes there to
No, but it's a nice hotel.
OOTD. Nobody goes there. Listening.
No, but it's very nice. Everyone goes there because they have these. I mean, you know what it is really. They have these mirrored ceilings. They have the very high. It's beautiful hotel, but the lobby has no air conditioning. You check in, sweating.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it's practical.
It's like in one of the Singaporean universities, there's a wooden building for the business section, but I think they just have fans and
it's
stuff.
not the Hive.
No.
Okay, sorry.
It's next to the hive.
Oh, is it?
But I think they have termites now.
Oh gosh.
was it mold?
Yeah.
Yo, it's mold. It's either termites or it's mold.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Our time we need aircon lah. Cannot have no aircon.
Okay, but it's not just aircon, right? There are some malls in Singapore where maybe after a certain time, they turn off the aircon.
Sengkang Grand Mall got no aircon. See, that's another one.
Okay, but what if they turn on the aircon and then maybe at 6 o'clock where it's like low traffic, they off it for a while.
Okay, no, they built it with no aircon. Like that's how Sengkang Grand Mall
But is it
built.
hot?
I feel it's like all hot air coming in, like, probably from the aircon from the HDB nearby. And then Safra Punggol has also no aircon. Like they are built eco-friendly.
Yeah.
So I guess corporations are going down this route, but general
but-
Singaporeans.
When you talk about corporations, right, sometimes there's that whole greenwashing. Like when they say like, oh, okay, like when I'm like buying something on H&M, for example, like, oh, this was made with like sustainable eco fabric. Like,
Wow.
I don't know. Like it makes me question. Like
Okay.
it's such a marketing strategy.
Yeah. So earlier this year, I went to host the International Build Week. It was held in Singapore.
Oh.
And basically they brought in all of these architects, contractors, everything from around the world. And it was basically to talk about how we're going to build infrastructure in the near future to be more eco-friendly, right?
Sustainability.
Yeah.
Using that
I
word.
mean, it's big money, obviously, but also, I guess, on a larger scale, the fact that they wanted to implement these things from the ground up so that once the building is there, it's already functioning in a certain way, right? So like solar panel, love. I think that's amazing. For a country like Singapore, where we have so much sun, I mean, we're right on the equator, right? I think we need to have more of that.
That's fine. To me, that makes sense. Right? Like,
On HDBs, we've
Yeah.
got so much direct sunlight. Why can't we build more stuff like that and then really generate power from there?
Yeah, I would say that I think in Singapore's context, it's funny because that's what everyone's like, have more solar panels. But I know there are statistics that say that there's only so much solar panels we can build because it's not just the amount of space we have, but it's just, we also have a lot of clouds. Which don't make this very efficient.
Right.
So when you look at Singapore's strategy to energy, you see that solar power is one thing, but even if you max it out, it's
not a lot.
It's not a lot. But at the same time, it's also things like you want things to be built in such a way where I'm not gonna have to think twice about shopping at H&M because I don't know whether green or not. Are you bluffing me? I don't know. You want things to be there that's like I can trust that this is green and I'm just about to go and do my grocery shopping without thinking like
You don't have to check it constantly.
Yeah, because we have so many things we're already bothered with in our lives. You don't want sustainability to be that additional thing to think
Yeah, that makes
about.
So it's already convenient to be sustainable because it's already done
Correct.
for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to get us to that, but because we're not there yet, right? Then people like environmentalists, and I always hesitate to label myself because everyone cares about the planet to some extent, right? It's just whether you want to call yourself that.
Yeah.
But it makes me think that when I have to tell people, oh, let's try this alternative, let's try that alternative, they'll say it's like, "Aiya, you're very lost or you're very naggy. Tell me this,
So
tell me
there's
that."
still a lot of resistance.
Yeah, but if the supermarket said that default, we're only going to stock things that pass certain standards, then I'm not thinking twice about, do I buy this fish, that fish, or this vegetable, that vegetable. So we're in this in-between where there's awareness, action is not quite there yet.
Right.
But then it gets increasingly seen as, it's marketing, or you're trying to like get a quick buck when the intentions are there lah. So any kind of greenwashing just pushes the movement back because now people don't trust
Yeah.
all these things. Then for me, it's like, there's only so much an individual can do.
And I think also another issue is affordability. Usually green products or sustainable products are more expensive. Like when you're looking at like food or like even like clothing or anything like that, it's always pricier, which is another hurdle to overcome.
If you had the education and you knew that green products were better for the environment and all that, and if it was the cheaper option, would you take it?
If it was a cheaper
If it was the
Yeah.
cheaper
I
option.
will never, but it's not.
But
The fact
if
is,
it,
it's
no,
not.
if it was,
Right.
would you?
I will always go for the cheaper option because I'm Singaporean.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it won't be right because it's always
It'll take
cheaper.
a while. It will
Yeah.
take a while. It will take a
I
while.
don't think it's impossible though. I think with like enough research and enough like experimentation into it, or like development into products and substitutions, perhaps.
Yeah, but to answer the main question, do Singaporeans, care enough about the environment? I think we care more about our wallets first. I mean, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
I agree though.
Yeah,
I
wallets
agree.
first.
Affordability
I agree.
issue,
Yeah.
honestly.
But I also see things that, like, I think Singaporeans, or at least there's a large enough percentage of people where the spending power is not as though they're super cost conscious.
Yeah.
They are a bit more like culture conscious. You still go for certain expensive things because you value it in a certain way. You still pay for more if it's like in trend or things like that. And to me, that's just very similar to environmental claims, right? Like if you believe in it, some people are willing to spend more. But of course, the general population on essential items, I've seen, toilet paper or tissue brands where are better for the environment at the same price as your typical supermarket brands. And to me, then very obvious, this is my choice because of other benefits that it brings. And then if got voucher and discounts are more, even better, I will go for that option.
Yeah.
But there are also other things like thrifting. It's definitely cheaper sometimes than your conventional, like whatever that you're buying online. But people are still like, but thrifting is a bit more effort because what if I want this trend now?
Yeah.
And then the stores don't have.
Yeah.
You need to just change your mindset to not chase this kind of like
Change your
trendiness.
mindset.
Not
Like,
to get
yeah.
wrong direction, but have you been to Imperial Mall recently?
What's
You know-
that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, they have this thrift thing on like weekends. It's mad. It's like a zombie apocalypse.
The luggage market or something like that, right?
So
Every
there's like
Saturday, yeah.
I swear to God, like 1,000 people
Is that
there
the one
every
near
weekend.
ICA?
What is that?
Yeah, opposite ICA.
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
this
yeah.
mall. It used to be a dead mall.
Okay.
And then now every weekend it's like 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's
Because
like they
they're
bring
selling stuff out of their-
all thrifting stuff.
yeah.
So like they sell stuff that they used to use and like clothes, books, t-shirts, whatever. It's mad. Go check it out. It's mad.
What's it called?
APERIA.
I think every
Yeah.
Saturday there's something.
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember which one it
Interesting.
is. It's damn crowded. It's
But it's
ridiculous.
amazing though, because
Yeah.
if these are like everywhere now, I remember when I have to buy furniture, right, I'll go on Facebook to be like, second-hand
Yeah,
furniture.
yeah, yeah.
Then you get IKEA stuff for half the price.
Correct.
Yeah.
You get good stuff for half the price because these people are moving away or moving out.
Correct.
And to me, that's cheaper than IKEA or wherever you're gonna buy firsthand. It just takes more effort.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's so much of an affordability thing. It's just how much effort are you going to put into finding these better options that are technically cheaper, better for the environment, but people like it like, I go on an app, buy, tomorrow come.
Convenience.
Convenience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are trade-offs to convenience and there are trade-offs to like, but I personally like the fact that we just need to change our minds to how we consume, where in 2018, I did this thing where I started like, people have no buy years. Have you heard of no buy years where people don't buy anything for the entire year?
Wow.
Including food?
No, like non-essentials.
Oh, okay.
So like food,
Clothes.
clothes.
Die!
I think not so much traveling. Yeah,
Okay.
clothes, like non-essential things.
Okay.
So I did this thing in 2018 where I told myself, I used to be like this massive shopaholic where I got sale, sure buy, got sale, sure buy. I will walk into the store. But I told myself, if I want to buy this thing, it needs to go through like multiple checks before I buy it. So can I buy it secondhand? If I can't buy it secondhand, can I rent it? If I can't rent it, can I trade it or like get it elsewhere for free or online or for cheap? Before I consider like, okay, are there better options? If not, then I buy this thing, which was a huge challenge for me. But I told myself, okay, try. And I remember once I started that, right, you become very desensitized to all these like fire sale, 50% off.
6, 7, 7.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
True.
Because now I'm like, okay, I want this shirt, but can I find it on Carousel? Okay, cannot. Can I find it at a thrift store? Cannot. Then at some point, I'm like, actually, do I want this?
Correct.
Gone
Like,
through so
yeah,
many
gone
layers.
through so
Correct.
many layers.
Yeah.
And if after all that, 3 months later, I'm still thinking about it, then fine, I'll buy new. But when I slowed all these down, it made me realize, wow, all these marketing things no longer get me anymore.
Yep.
Because I'm now a bit more careful about where I buy things.
Yep.
Of course, things like maybe furniture, I'm worried about termites or whatever. I will still buy new. But now clothes, I'm a bit more like, oh, do I really need this? Do I not? And I feel that shifted my mindset on consumption. And I think if we're not quite there yet, you will constantly be giving yourself reasons to be like, oh, but it's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
When like, oh, actually there are alternatives that you could have considered.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think like usually Singaporeans, when we read about the climate, I think it's so easy to get disillusioned because there's so many things and there's so much news and content that comes like about the environment. What would you say is like if you were talking to someone who wanted to be sustainable, what's the sort of like what are some tips that you'd give them?
Oh, it's so hard because everyone has a different motivation.
Okay.
But I feel that for a lot of the work that I do, I just hope to, like, okay, maybe today I'll talk about like football, tomorrow I'll talk about heat. Oh, heat, definitely everybody, when I see everyone complain about heat, it's like, okay, time to release heat content because you surely will read about why is it so hot.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just, okay, find something that you are already inclined to go towards. If it's like thrifting, vegetarian food, or something else, if you do that, eventually you'll be curious enough about everything else that is linked to it. And as much as it's doom and gloom, my hope is if we talk about environmentalism with like more joy, like,
Yeah.
this is so cool, this is so interesting, rather than, oh my God,
Yeah.
you know, this is so horrible.
Yeah.
People are more inclined to want to do it. And I always use that paddleboard example. Like, if you see that as cool, you will do it not because of the health benefits or whatever else, but because you enjoy the sport.
Yeah.
So hopefully, if we can change the way we talk about it, it might help more people get into it.
And I guess there's not just like one track to be sustainable. There's different things that you can do and you
Yeah.
just choose what's good for you.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
Oh, I remember receiving a few press releases on like Liverpool releasing some sustainability thing. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, this is a whole new demographic that I've never waded into. But now that different people are working on different sustainability things, it's more of a talking point, whether it's F1, though controversial. I know people are still like, F1 sustainability.
Oh, but now hybrid engine one, no more, V8 engine anymore.
But still, the amount of tourism it draws in,
Still
you know,
fine.
like it's just like, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the engine is hybrid, so they're quite environmentally conscious.
Yeah. But even like things like EV, some people are super into cars, so EVs become like a talking point. Or FIFA, I think there was a period of time where they also had sustainability standards and people started to pay attention. Maybe not everybody, like if you don't really care about it, you won't. But for those who are maybe like, oh, interesting, it becomes more of a thing where people start to ask questions.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be the person to be like, yeah, not good. You know, you don't want to be so pessimistic about it. So hopefully those will get people interested in sustainability.
Okay. And I have one last question for you. As an environmental activist, I mean, the science shows us that the world is getting hotter and it's not getting any better. How do you keep yourself hopeful?
Oh, I always tell people don't have hope because you'll get disappointed.
Okay.
But that's not sad. Okay, but that's not what I mean. Okay, but it's more like have faith that if you believe in the good things that you're doing, things will eventually change. Like people will get around to it. People will start to notice what you're doing and get interested, and you will see the world tending towards something more environmentally friendly rather than like, oh, I'm going to do this because this will be the outcome.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, if I do this, I just trust that this will lead to a good outcome.
Okay.
And frankly, for me, like, I love going outside. I love hiking. I love seeing all these cool animals, frogs, snakes, everything. That alone is enough to sustain my interest because so fun, so
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I like getting into this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you so much
Thank you.
for joining us on the show. So I guess, yeah, you know, like look for your niche and like what it is that you can do, just those little things to be a little bit more sustainable, to protect the earth. Okay. That's all. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Situation Report. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.